Hello and welcome to this February Zoom edition of What's Up Stratford. Joining me and starting this episode is my friend Martin Ritsma. We're going to talk about Shelterlink. Martin, thanks very much for joining me.
And thanks for having me, Peter. It's a pleasure to be on board again.
Martin, you've been with the Shelterlink board for over 2 decades. Tell us about your passion and why you started with them.
Yeah, when you say 2 decades, that sounds like a long time. And 20 years is a long time. I guess there's 2 particular reasons. And first and foremost, I was a guidance counselor at the time at Stratford Northwestern, now the Stratford District. And somebody indicated to me that I would be a nice fit for that board and for the Shelterlink board. And at that time, it was SAIL. And the reason why it resonated with me was twofold. One, I would see young men and women, boys and girls, kids daily that struggled with homelessness or at the risk of being homeless. And secondly, from my own perspective as a kid, I was in that realm as well. I was homeless at one point. And so it resonated that, you know what, that's something that maybe I could, have an affinity towards and make a difference in kids' lives.
Perfect. Martin, thank you very much for sharing that. Tell us about Shelterlink, because I know it supports primarily 16 to 24-year-olds, but for those viewers that don't know, what is the mandate and what do they do?
It's a great question, and I get that question all the time. It's certainly the first and foremost, it is to provide a safe spot for youth, a safe spot where they can come, and it's a start point. As the name suggests, it's Shelterlink. The idea is to link the youth that are there to services that they need. Maybe it's mental health services. Maybe it's services with regards to creating a resume, while they're there. Maybe it's services in other aspects in their lives that they need support. And the second part that I think is it's just as important, but is linking them to more permanent living accommodations, whether that's on their own or connecting them to maybe a family member or a friend, but making that link, helping them make that link, because at different times in life, I share this frequently with our staff, my staff, at different times in life, we need support. And I always say, sometimes I'm the Sherpa that's doing the carrying, the heavy lifting, and other times people are doing the heavy lifting for me.
Martin, they say that 80% of homelessness is invisible. How does that relate to Shelterlink and providing a home for our youth?
Without a doubt, and I don't disregard that number. I think it's a very realistic number. With our youth, for example, probably a number of them are homeless. You might not see them on the street, but they're probably, for lack of a better word, they're couch surfing, where they might stay a couple nights at this person's place and maybe connected with another person. I've received calls from grandparents and say, you know what, I've got a friend's buddy that's kind of hanging around here a lot, and he's been here for 2 days, and we just don't think that's a long-term solution. So certainly it is. That statistic would ring true for youth as well.
Martin, can you explain the living options for youth, which is LOFI?
It's the location, and it's at the former residence at the Stratford General Hospital. A big shout out to Stratford General Hospital for their support with the bricks and mortar part of it, providing the actual physical structure. So yes, the LOFI part is where the youth are housed, and that housing piece comes with 24 hours a day on-site care and support from staff. We're staffed 24/7, which, for some youth, especially when they're coming in and they're most vulnerable, you need that support. And so, yep, that's where we are. We're at the Stratford General Hospital, and it's proven to be a great spot. And in our history since 1991, we've evolved from rental units to different spots, motel accommodations, etc. In my opinion, this has been our best fit. Some other municipalities don't use regular bricks and mortar. They try to have youth accommodated in other spots, but I find this to be outstanding.
Well, Martin, thanks for joining me. I'm going to encourage viewers to look for the Coldest Night of the Year fundraiser, February 20th. You can actually do your own walk, but you need to fundraise because Shelterlink needs your support. Martin, thanks for joining me, and I wish you and Shelterlink great success.
Thank you very much, Peter. It's always a pleasure to be on your show and to promote what's part of the fabric of Stratford. Thank you very much.